Good evening. My name is Evan Harrison, and I'm a second year physical therapist student here at Murphy Deming. Today, we're going to do a lower quarter screen. The lower quarter screen is going to give us a ballpark idea of one, is it a nerve or not? Two, if it is a nerve, is it the spinal nerve root or is it the spinal cord slash brain? And if it's the spinal root, which one it could be. All right, so let's do the lower quarter screen. All right, first thing I'm going to do is check your posture. I do not detect any scoliosis or lordosis with Tyler. Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to put your posture in a couple of positions to see if this recreates any of your symptoms, okay? First thing that I want you to do is I want you to lean forward as far as you can. Does that recreate any of your symptoms?
No.
All right, now I want you to put your hands on your hips, and I want you to go as far back as you can. Does that recreate any of your symptoms?
No.
Now, if it were for any of those two, we would not apply overpressure for Tyler. Now we're going to do the overpressure for Tyler for the next part. All right? Could you stand up for me? First thing that I want you to do is I want you to act like you're bending your toes. Does that recreate any of your symptoms?
No.
All right. Does this recreate any of your symptoms?
No.
All right. Now I want you to put your hands on your hips, and I want you to go as far back as you can. Does that recreate any of your symptoms?
Nope.
Does this recreate any of your symptoms?
Nope.
All right, now I want you to go to your right side, and I want you to lean like this.
Okay.
Does that recreate any of your symptoms?
Nope.
Does this recreate any of your symptoms?
No.
All right, now let's go to the opposite side. Does that recreate any of your symptoms?
Nope.
Does this recreate any of your symptoms?
No.
All right, now I want you to put your hands on your chest, and I want you to rotate your trunk slash your tummy to the right towards this TV screen. Does that recreate any of your symptoms?
No.
Does this recreate any of your symptoms?
No.
All right, now I want you to rotate your body to the other side. Does that recreate any of your symptoms?
Nope.
Does this recreate any of your symptoms?
No.
All right, great. The next thing that I want to do with you is I want to see if we can recreate any of these symptoms when you're walking, okay?
Okay.
So I want you to walk towards that blue box over there,
Okay.
like you normally would, okay?
All right.
Now, during this, I would see if there was either a foot drop or a foot slap with him. The foot drop would be during the swing phase. The foot slap would be during the swing phase, or the stance phase, excuse me, and also try to see if I could hear it as well. If it were, it could tell me that it was potentially L4, L5. But since I wasn't able to see or hear any of those, that's good. So the next thing that I want you to do, Tyler, is I want you to walk on your tippy toes, like this, to that blue box for me, okay? I'm trying to see if there's any asymmetries or like with any height or anything like that. Does that recreate any of your symptoms?
No.
All right, the next thing that I want you to do is I want you to walk on your heels like this, and I want you to do this towards me, okay? Does that recreate any of your symptoms?
It does not.
All right, if it were, it could tell us that it's potentially a L4, L5 thing. If there were anything recreated with the toes, it'd be an S1 issue. All right. The next thing that we're going to do is a dermatome test. Could you take your socks and shoes off for me, please?
Sure.
All right, so when you're doing this, you want to start out with your unaffected side, then your affected side. So the dermatome test is going to tell me if there's sensation or not with this individual. All right, so first thing I want you to do is I want you to put your arms out like this, and I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask you, does this feel the same as this? You're either going to tell me yes or no.
Okay.
All right? Do that again. Does this feel the same as this?
Yeah.
All right? The only difference is now is I'm going to have him close his eyes, and then I'm going to do his lower extremities. Can I do the test with you?
Sure.
All right? So, does this feel the same as this?
Yes.
All right, that's L2. Does this feel the same as this?
Yes.
L3. Does this feel the same as this?
Yes.
L4. Does this feel the same as this?
Yes.
L5. Does this feel the same as this?
Yes.
S1. Now the back of the calf slash the lower thigh, does this feel the same as this?
Yes.
S2. All right, now we're going to do the myotomes test. The myotome test is going to tell us are the nerves and muscles working together the way they're supposed to, okay?
All right.
And just like the other one, you want to do the uninfected side, then the affected side. All right?
Okay.
So the first one that we're going to do is we're going to do L2. So what you're going to do is you're going to bring your knee up like this, like you're going to march. I want you to hold that, okay?
Okay.
I want you to hold that. And when you do this, you want to have two hands, okay? I want you to hold, 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 hold. Does that recreate any of your symptoms?
No.
All right, the next one that I want you to do is I want you to kick out. All right, and then I want you to hold that, okay?
Okay.
Does that recreate any of your symptoms?
No.
All right, L3. Next one I want you to do is I want you to bring your foot up. All right, I want you to hold that. Does that recreate any of your symptoms?
Nope.
All right, now I want you to bring this big toe up, and I want you to curl these feet down. L5. All right, the next one that I want you to do is I want you to put your feet down, and I'm going to try to bring your foot up, okay? Does that recreate any of your symptoms?
No.
All right, great. Now I want you to bring your leg back. That was S1. This is going to be S2, okay? And I want you to keep that leg back, and I want you to hold it for me, okay?
Okay.
All right, hold, 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 hold. Does that recreate any of your symptoms?
No.
All right, great. Now we're going to do the reflexes, and then we'll do a special test, and then I'm going to check your active range of motion with your peripheral joints as well.
Okay.
All right, now the first one we're going to do is the reflexes. You may have seen this like in the doctor's office, and I'm going to palpate for the patellar tendon, and I'm going to see if I can have your leg kick out, okay? All right, I was able to see it ever so slightly. Now we're going to do the Achilles tendon. I'm going to palpate it. All right, ever so slightly, I was able to see it. So with this scale, you got 0 is areflexia, 1 is hyporeflexia, 2 is normal, 3 is hyperreflexia, and 4 is clonus. All right, so now we're going to do the Babinski. So ideally, you do the unaffected and then the affected. Does that recreate that? So I did not need to see any splaying with that. So that's good. Now let's do the opposite side. I do not see any splaying with Tyler. That's great. Now let's do the final test. The final test, I want you on your back for me. Now I'm going to apply this over pressure to see if this recreates any of the symptoms. If it does, it can tell us that it is a peripheral joint thing. Okay, first thing I want you to do is I want you to bring your knee towards your chest for me, okay? Does that recreate any of your symptoms?
No.
And when you're doing this, you want one hand stabilizing and one to move it, okay? Does this recreate any of your symptoms?
No.
All right, now I want you to bring your shin toward your butt for me. Does that recreate any of your symptoms? Nope. Does that recreate any of your symptoms? Nope. All right, now I want you to bring this foot and I want you to have it point towards you. All right, does that recreate any of your symptoms?
No, it's not.
All right, now I want you to, now I'm going to apply the pressure. Does that recreate any of your symptoms?
No.
All right, now I want you to point this foot towards the ground for me. Does that recreate any of your symptoms?
No.
Does this recreate any of your symptoms?
No.
All right, now I want you to bring this foot in and I want you to point towards your other foot. Does that recreate any of your symptoms?
No.
Does this recreate any of your symptoms?
It does not.
All right, now I want you to point your foot out towards me. Does that recreate any of your symptoms?
No.
Does this recreate any of your symptoms?
No.
All righty, so based off of that, again, we do the affected side and the unaffected side, but let's do one more thing. Tyler, could you get on your stomach for me, please? This is the final part of the peripheral joint. So now I want you to kick up to the sky as high as you can. Does that recreate any of your symptoms?
No.
All right, now I'm going to bring you up. Does that recreate any of your symptoms?
No.
Great, so we've done the whole lower quarter screen test. Tyler, you can get up. Hope you have a great rest of your day.